welcome to the AFR broadcast. Today we are bringing you the F2 series, a new series that we've started here at AFR. As usual, I'm Kunai Zero, and unfortunately my second in command, Sea Carrot, couldn't make it tonight, so I will be hosting this solo. So hopefully I'll be able to get through it just as good. I did have a bit of issues the last time doing it myself, but I think I should be able to manage. We will see how we go. Okay, so of course, new F2 season. What does that all mean? So let's go over a couple of basics. F2, of course, is a completely spec series. Unlike F1, where you have different manufacturers, different teams, different engines, and so on and so forth, F2 is completely the same across the board. Now, in this particular F2 series, we are doing 30-minute practice with 50% feature race and a 50% sprint race. Of course, the sprint race, the top 8 in the feature race get reversed on the grid, and they go off and do their thing again for a slightly shorter race. And all the setups in this particular series are completely fixed. So all drivers are on the exact same spec sheet, and it just comes down to the individual skill of the driver and how well they can manage their tyres, manage their fuel, and drive on the track. So we should be in for a pretty good series. It looks like we're going to go to every track on the calendar. Usually F2 have a shorter track, but we've decided we're going to do each and every one like a regular F1 season. So now that's all out of the way, let's have a look. We have 11 drivers today in this first inaugural F2 race. Some of these I am familiar with. Of course, Lotus, Sphinx, Impulse, Jacob, Wahid, Bandcamp, Mutant, and Revo. Some of our regulars. We do have some new people. Potsy there and Spams. I did see him in the F2 event we had last week. And Tominator, of course. So hopefully we can have some... hopefully these guys can switch it up a little bit for our regular drivers. And I'm pretty sure we can expect that, because F2 seems to bring a lot of good racing from what we saw in that original F2 event that we hosted. So of course we're in qualifying at the moment. Everything is counting down from that 30 mark. A bunch of people on their racing laps. Let's see if we can go on board. Let's jump on board with Bandcamp. Let's see how he's doing so far out there on the medium compound tyre. Now some of the F2 rules, let's see if I can refresh. One of the big drastic differences is you have to make your regulation pit stop. However, you cannot make your regulation pit stop under a safety car. It does not count as a mandatory pit stop, and we saw a lot of people get caught out by that last week in the F2 event. So that's one thing to keep in mind as we get the show on the road. So Bandcamp coming up on the back section of the track now, having to drive through some traffic, but everyone's moving out of the way, so it looks pretty clean. It's coming around Sector 3, looks like 123, and oh man, I'm going to have to get used to all the F2 teams, because I don't really pay attention to it, so sorry about the lack of detail, but hopefully I'll be able to bring you something better as we carry through. As Bandcamp comes across the line there with a 137.5. Not bad, lands himself in third position. Sphinx, of course, with the fastest lap so far with a 136.0. Sphinx being the real surprise to me, because his performance in the F1 series is nothing to laugh at. He has a really good performance, but he just doesn't seem to battle it out with the guys at the front. Whether that comes down to setups or race experience, I'm not sure. But in the F2 series, as he demonstrated last week, he seems to have a lot of strength, so I'm really keen to see how he does throughout the season. I'm expecting great things from Mutant and Revo. They tend to be quite very strong drivers, and last week we saw that very, 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 very cheeky toe that Revo gave Seb in order for him to land on pole, which was really, really good, and I like to see that. I like to see that these guys are out there working as a team, because they're team drivers, and let's face it, that's what you do. So it'll be really interesting to see how all of that comes together. So Bandcamp going around on another lap. A couple of more people have set up their laps there. 137 from Jacob and a 157 from Spams. So obviously he's just getting the lay of the land so far. Revo comes across with a 135.7 in the Den. Sphinx beating him with a 135.68 in the Prema Racing. Ooh, back and forth. I like it. All starting on the medium tyre, it looks like. Alright, Bandcamp coming into the pits. Let's jump on board with Spams, one of our new drivers. Ooh, going off the track. Taking the scenic route. It's appreciating the little things in life. That's what's important. Okay. So, of course, Melbourne on ground for all of us. Fantastic track. Nice speed carrying through, of course, with that turn 12 chicane that he just went past there, putting some people out. I'm expecting to see some of the F2 cars get quite loaded on the front rear as they take the left, and then as they push hard on that front rear as they come around the right section of that chicane, it can throw a lot of people off. And with the skinnier tyres on the F2 cars, that tends to be a little bit of an issue. So we might see some of that. Other main issues will be, of course, turn 1. People tend to get very gung-ho as they move into that, so we'll have to see how that all pans out. But I am expecting some fantastic racing tonight from these guys as we get a couple more people. Potsy putting in a 136.0, not bad from the new driver, but he is on the super soft compound, so not sure off the top of my head how much advantage that gives you, but it'd have to be some, of course, more grippy tyres. Bandcamp goes across on a 137.5. Spam still out there now. Who's in the pit? That's fine. Let's see. Seb on his outlap, so we'll jump on board with him. The second driver. Ooh, maybe controversial me calling him the second driver, but I will. The second driver there in the BWT Ardennes team. Both those drivers making Pink look good and fast as he comes across the line. Let's jump on board. So, moving down into that first turn, down through the gears. You want to use a little bit of curb. There we are, as he shifts up now into that first DRS zone, smashes it down, wing comes down, DRS on, as he moves his way down into the next turn. Down through the gears. Second, you don't want to get it all out of control because these cars in second gear tend to get a little bit squirrely. So coming up through the gears, making sure he's got that traction under control. A little bit of curve there. Now coming onto the second sector of the track, 31.7. First sector time, using a lot of curve there, putting half the car on it. Makes his way around the banker. Fifth gear, probably shifting up to sixth. No, holds it out into the revs, down through the gears, probably into second. He's going to have to shift up quick. Yep, keeps the traction there. Lotus in the way, but he managed to get out. Sneaky little toe at the back. Up into sixth gear as he moves into the fast chicane. Will he shift down? Yes, he will. Uses it all. Doesn't want to make sure. So, there's a lot there. Sure if that's good enough. It seems to be still going, not a problem. So, moving into sector 3, 109 on the time as he comes around. Keeping it nice and tidy, I like it. Oop, fighting the steering wheel a little bit, but that's okay. Moves up, will he shift down? Yes, he does. Into third, up to fourth, uses the curb, comes into the last section of the track, down through the gears. First, shifting up to second, third. Will he hold it? Yes, he does. Up to fourth, into the last DRS zone. And he flies down the straight. What will we get? We're seeing a 136, a 136.02, which puts him right behind his teammate there in fourth. So Revo in third and Seb in fourth. Not bad. Potsy, of course, going across on a 135.5, which puts him on provisional pole for now. Doing that on the super soft tyre, it looks like. Sphinx, of course, still on the pit, so we'll see what he has to offer as well. Let's jump on board with Tominator. So he makes his way down into turn 1. So far we are seeing some really good times here. 135.5, of course, from Potsy. That gives him pole. 135.6 from Sphinx. That gives him the second position on the grid. Revo with a 135.7. And Seb, his teammate, with a 136.0. on the medium tyre. That's your front two rows there. Lotus not bad with a 136.4, cementing 5th position for him. Wahid with a 136.5 in 6th. So we'll see if Tominator can improve on his time as he makes his way through Sector 2 at the moment. On the front rear. Oh, if I said that, then I meant the front right. But, yeah. I'm not a smart man. Alright, so everyone's setting a time so far, except for Impulse. Spams' time leaves a lot to the imagination, so I assume he was just doing a warm-up. So we're still yet to see Impulse set his lap. Ooh, I just saw a bit of wing fly off there. Something's happened. That looks to be his end plate. So Tominator has hit something. Not sure what it is, but it caused that the front right wing plate, end plate to fly off. So I'm not sure what happened there. Okay, so Impulse still the only one we are waiting on. Let's jump down with him. What's happening with him? He's coming around the track now. Is that what I'm seeing there? Yes, it is. Sector 1. Okay, let's jump on board with Impulse. Let's see how he fares around the track. Revo setting a fastest lap 1:35.1. And on the medium tyre. That is not out of... fashion for Revo. He's a very fast driver, very fast indeed, and everyone expected him to bring that speed into the F2 series. But with the setups being all fixed, there should be some competition with him, so hopefully we'll see how that all comes together. Impulse moving through the second sector as he comes onto the long back curve. Jacob Meister goes fastest with a 1:35.066 on the soft compound. Good drive from him. Impulse comes through the chicane there now. DRS mode. Rocking the center helmet. Respect. Good choice there. A little bit of fun fact for you. If you didn't know, Melbourne's corners are all named after locations or F1 drivers, which is cool, but most don't refer to them as such. They just refer to them as turn 1, turn 2, etc, etc. Okay, so Impulse coming down that main straight. What will he set? It's looking like a 1:38. It is. It's a 1:38.3 on the medium tyre, which puts him in 10th. So the only driver slower than him is Spams at the moment, but they've still got 17 minutes to change all that. So we'll see how they go. Bandcamp's currently... He's coming across the line. Will he make a difference? Yes, he does. 1:36.0. So he cements himself into 5th. Potsy retires. So he's happy with his 1:35.5. And of course, those super softs do wear out quite quick, so he wouldn't want to put too much stress on them, because you do only get 2 choices of tyre in the qualifying session for F2. So, looks like Potsy's going to stick with his 3rd, but there are others that might knock him down a peg if they choose to. So, Revo not in pole, and I can't imagine he's happy with that. But we'll see. Bandcamp retires, so 1:36.0 from him cements him in 5th. Sphinx with a 1:35.0, which splits Revo down 1, and puts him into 3rd, and his teammate 3 positions away in 6th. As we're watching Bandcamp pull over to the side of the road, because he has retired. So jump on board with Sphinx, see what he is up to. Nice speed there, 220 kilometers an hour. You can carry a lot of speed in this back section of the track, and of course up through the gears, but then usually down to about 3rd. Keeping all that traction, using the curb where you can, then into the long curve straight that comes into the chicane. Impulse has retired from the session, so he is happy with his 1:37.6, which puts him in 10th position. Sphinx up 0.38 on the sector time as it came up on the board, moving into that DRS section, and it's not open. Very interesting there, not opening the DRS wing. Now, I did comment on this last week. Bandcamp seemed to have a similar problem, but it turned out his DRS actually failed during the race. So it wasn't that he wasn't opening the DRS, it was that he couldn't. Which was a shame. Okay, so the DRS opening there, up through the gears. 1:31 on the clock right now. What can he do as he comes across the line with a 1:34.7? But I don't see it up on the board, which means chances are it was struck. Unfortunately, Sphinx must have got a warning. as Seb goes across the line with a 1:34.6. So he takes pole position, and we'll be starting from the front. So it's unfortunate for Sphinx. Hopefully he can bring that back. Let's jump on board with Revo. Oh, here we go. Can you see the scheming begin? The two pink BWT Ardennes driving around the track in order to help each other gain positions. Now look, this is what it's all about. You work as a team, you win as a team. So of course Seb setting pole, but now he's going to clean the air, which he did. So Revo's now pulled out, and we'll see what he can set. He's on his outlap. He's on his outlap? He was on his outlap before. Whatever. That's okay. I'm not sure if that's glitched or not, but we'll see as he comes in to the chicane section. Keeps that nice speed, 190 there. Through the gears as well, holding well onto the car. F2 cars tend to be very loose through that chicane, but Revo does it nicely. Spams retired. Ooh, that was an outlap. Just went out wide there. Spams retires with a 1:45.1, so a bit of a slow drive for him, but that's okay. As Sphinx manages to make it just a little bit more, 1:34.66. Putting him in second, so we'll see what Revo can do. He'll come across the line now and start his outlap. Hot lap, sorry. Here we go. Okay, let's jump on board with Revo himself. He comes down through the gears, through turn 1 into turn 2 as he punches up into that DRS zone. Wing open. Not sure what the yellow flag's about. There's a car parked on the side, but that's okay. It's not in Revo's way. Locks up that front right. Almost said front rear again. Okay. Third gear into fourth. As he moves on. Quite a speedy corner that, but if you hit that rise on the right, it tends to throw your car out. So you've got to be very careful when you do it. We're putting everything he has into this lap. You definitely see the how thin the tyres are compared to the F1 series, which of course changed the handling aspect of the cars, and the drivers have to deal with that. As he's in the 6th gear, 280 kilometers an hour as he moves his way into the chicane. 180 into the first section, 210 in the second. Shifts up again, DRS on as well, 6th gear, which is max in the F2 cars. Picks it up again. Don't think he'll be affecting his time too much though. 115 as he moves in to the third last corner. And into the penultimate. Here we go, last corner. Out through fourth. Pins it flat, DRS on. Let's see how he can make it. 131 on the clock right now. He'll probably cross in the 134s. Oh, 133.9. And that is a fast lap. So that puts the two BWT Ardennes in first and second on the grid, which is no surprise to anyone, because that's how those guys roll. So Seb retires with a 1:34.6. Revo's going to be happy with a 1:33.9. And it looks like pretty much everyone else has set their laps as well. We'll jump on board with Wahid, see how he's going. Everyone's switching off to the super soft compound. Tominator's hyping himself up for his hot lap. Well, you've got a 1:33.9 to beat, which is a bloody quick time. But then again, you don't always have to be in pole, so make it into the 1:35 club and you're sweet. Spams in the chat saying he spun every lap. Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. These cars tend to be a lot more loose than the F1 counterparts. So it does take a little bit to control them, or why he goes wide there, but then it's just enough to ruin his lap. So he's probably just going to pull into the pits. Thought so. Unfortunate for him. 10 minutes on the clock there. Oh, Jesus! The wall there, mate. Alright, so he retires from the session, so only two people left in here, Tominator and Revo. Now, Revo's probably happy with his lap, so he's not going to try anything else, which is fine. And Tominator's now on his out lap, so we will see whether or not he can break from 9th. So right now, your grid is what it is. But as Tominator finishes his out lap, let's see if he can shake things up. Terminator now the only person left in the session. Let's see how he goes. So we should be in for some pretty good racing, if I have to guess. These guys, of course, do have skill, and with all the setups being fixed, we'll definitely see some close-knit racing. I am looking forward to it. I'm not too sure what the laps are for each race, but we'll find out later on. I'll have to do some more research about that. I'm not even sure what the weather's going to be like, but knowing Melbourne, it could be sunny one second, it could be raining the next. So, and that would be something to see, wouldn't it? Raining F2. Oh, they're hard to handle as it is. Okay, so Terminator coming down the straight there, full pelt. Let's see how it goes. Down through the gears, turn 1. Into turn 2. 10 seconds on the sector 1 clock. Let's have a look. Will he go up or will he stay where he is? 2 more sectors to go. Coming around the first sector now. What does it set? We're looking at a 31. He's 0.9 up on his time. That's pretty good. 9/10, nothing to sneeze at. Make his way through sector 2. Ooh, locks up on the front right there. A little bit of time, but not enough he can't bring back. How much will he back off in the chicane? Down to 181. What does he do on this one? 213. Into the DRS zone. Wing open. Into the sector 3 times now. Pretty good so far. Ooh, has to wrestle with the wheel a little bit there, but nothing he can't handle. 117 on the clock as he comes into the third last. 122. Moves into that last corner. 126. Oh, gets a little bit of drift happening. Hits the DRS. It's going to cost him a little bit. He probably won't get the 134s, but will he hit the 135s? Oh, he does too. 134.7. That brings him -2. But it's not coming up on the clock, which means it was struck. And that's unfortunate. Because that was a really good lap, but cut a corner, got a warning, not going to count. Even had a little drift there happening. Throwback to the old days. Opposite lock overtakes and everything. Woo! Loved it. Okay, so we're looking at the grid that you're looking at is pretty much what you're going to get, I think. So Seb and Revo taking up the first and second positions. The BWT Ardennes team. Sphinx taking up that third position. And Lotus taking up the fourth position, which is good to see. Because Lotus is a good driver, but he always makes freaking mistakes in the Tier 1 races, which puts him at, like, negative time. Crazy. So it's good to see him up there in fourth. Jacob Meister with fifth position. Wahid in sixth. Potsy, one of the new drivers, in seventh. Bandcamp in eighth position. Not sure what's going on there because I know Bandcamp's faster than that. So yeah, I'll have to monitor that one. Terminator still in ninth. Impulse in 10th. And Spams bringing up the rear in 11th position. So it looks like Terminator is getting ready for another hot lap. This is the last chance for him to set a good one, so let's do it. .145 comes through that. And down into turn 3. DRS mode, but the wing's not down. Oh, gets a little bit sideways there. Oh, he's way off the track. Binned that lap, so that's not going to be that one either. Are you going to call it there, or is he going to try for another? 4 minutes to go on the clock. Losing it a little bit there again. Low fuel right on. Okay, so we're seeing one more attempt. 3 minutes on the clock. Third time's a charm. Let's find out. Oh, the accelerator there for a bit. What's going on? Ah, retired from the session. No worries. Okay. So that is the end of our qualifying session. So now we move on to the feature race. So we'll have another quick look here at the grid. Revo in first, Seb the teammate in second, Sphinx in third, Lotus in fourth, Jacob Meisker in fifth, Wahid pulling up in sixth position, Potsy in seventh, Bandcamp in eighth, Tominator in ninth, Impulse in 10th position, and Spams in 11th. So we've got a pretty good mix of drivers here. Let's see how they all get along in the feature race. We should be in for a pretty good one, I think. Just waiting for all the drivers to get ready and set everything up. Potsy readying up, obviously not knowing the rule. Well, you've got to wait for everyone else, but that's okay, he's new. Shitting on him in his first day. Yeah, that's a good job. Good job there, Kuno. You're great. Alright, so we've got a bunch of people now readying up, so it's going to be ready very, very soon. So all the drivers go out for their formation lap to get warmth in those tyres and to just work out any of the quirks that they might need to. So 12 drivers on the grid. 12 drivers on the grid. Oh, Skins, where you at, man? Thanks for joining. Okay. 12 drivers on the grid, not a problem. So, gives us a nice even number. That's good. So we'll see how they all fare out as they come through on that formation lap. Late call up for Skins, yes indeed. But will he come back from the grid to win? God, that'd be hype, wouldn't it? I'd love to see that. Combat, are you not racing in F2? Oh, you're sick. No worries, man. No worries. Whew. Can you show tyres people are starting? I can, because I'm dumb, and I forgot you had to do this again when you go into the race. I think I know by now. Jesus. The problem is I don't have C Carrot yelling at me. And that's where I go wrong. It's literally a duo. I can't operate properly without him. I wanna know what love is. Okay. Sweet. So, the majority of the grid on the super soft tyre. 2 people not on it, which is Impulse and Spams. They're on the medium compound. Okay, so everyone lining up on the grid now. We'll see how this race pans out. Should be a good one. Okay, start to line up. Lotus to cause a pile-up. Can't say those things. It's doing some noise in 4th. Okay, here come the lights. 5 lights, and they're all out. Jacob Meister gets a drive-through penalty for jumping the start. That's unfortunate, but everyone else manages to follow the rules and take off as Revo makes his way down into turn 1. Will it be clean? Let's have a look. If the broadcast cam decides to change, there's a lot of positions happening, so I think something's happened. Someone is down there. Who is it? I think it's Sphinx there in the back. Yes, it is. Okay, so we've had our first collision of the night. Spams tries to cake up on the inside of Jacob Meister, and does. Well done to you, sir. Everyone else making it through, so hopefully Sphinx can recover okay. Jump on board. Nice little train happening here back in 9th. Position switching everywhere as Skins goes right off the track. Losing a lot of grip. He loses a lot of time. Oh, there's a massive smash as well. So Spams gets knocked out of the race. Terminal damage for him. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh my god, so we've already got our first retirement of the race on the first lap. Don't say F2 doesn't give you excitement. Oh, there's another one off the track as well. Wahid going off a little bit. Impulse here is missing 40% of his wing. Alright, let's jump back up to the front runners. Jump on board with Bandcamp. Everyone at the front seems to... Oh, there's a little bit of traction there. So everyone seems to be going okay. A little bit of a lock-up there. So an unfortunate accident for Sphinx, but an even worse accident for Spams, which puts him straight out of the race. Now, obviously, the benefit is he'll be back in the sprint race. And that's the nice thing about F2 is that you have your 2 races there, so hopefully you get a better shot there. Of course, heading the fastest lap as they come round for turns. Ooh. And going a little bit wide. So Potsy taking the advantage. Nice little train we've got. Potsy, Bandcamp and Jacob Meister. Sorry. As they all move down through the grid. 4th, 5th and 6th respectively. Now, for those of you who aren't watching, Bandcamp is a very technical driver. He's got a lot of skill, very fast, but his main thing is his defensive driving techniques. And I don't mean his power slide ability, I mean the fact that he knows exactly where to put you as you go for an overtake. And it puts you into a weird position because you either have to try and take the gap and know that there's probably going to be something wrong, or you'll back out of it. And he's really, really good at doing that. And I say that as Jacob manages to get squeezed right by. So he takes that 5th position away from Ben. So Ben's now on the back foot trying to recoup it. I'm sure he'll pull something. So taking a look at these gaps. Sphinx is trying to make a move. He's a little bit wide on the back there. Jacob does still have the drive-through. You are correct. Naughty, naughty boy. Kimmy. Okay, so Sphinx overtaking Tominator there for 7th. So a nice little recovery happening as Revo sets another fastest lap. His teammate straight away taking it, 1:37.2. It looks like Tominator's going into the pits. Probably has some damage from the carnage of earlier. Nice to see things putting along. Jump back up a little bit. Closing on the back of Jacob Meister, 0.5 the gap. Now, of course, pit times in F2 are quite long because you don't get three technicians per wheel. You only get 1, so... Tom trying to run SS to the end. Not sure. He's come out on the mediums, so... Impulse. That would have been Impulse. Impulse started on the mediums. He's now on the super softs. So I'm not sure if he's trying to run them to the end or if he's trying to get like a fast little midsection, but that'd be silly because the pit times in F2 are way too long, so I can't see them going anywhere well trying another pit stop after the first one. But I do know he did have damage, so maybe he just forgot to change the tyre preference. Alright, looking at the intervals, closest gap is now Jacob Master, 0.9 behind Potsy. Bandcamp slightly getting back there, 1.5 the gap. We're seeing healthy gaps here. There's nobody's in contention. As Jacob Master goes into the pit because, of course, oh come on, goes in for his drive-through penalty and then gets a 5-second just for trying, for speeding. Combat Rat Potsy on his AFR debut. Yes, and he's doing freaking well. I do say so myself. Wahid overtaking Jacob there as he just passes the pits. Sphinx now the shortest interval time behind Bandcamp with 1.4. So the times are starting to really stretch out now, which is a little bit of a different thing that happened on last weekend at Sochi. Then again, the tracks are different, so that may have had something to do with it as Bandcamp gets a little bit of a lock-up there. So will Sphinx be able to pounce? 1.1 now the gap. So nobody within DRS range of anybody else, so that's interesting. 4 laps in too, so it is enabled. Have I missed you pronouncing the corners in your best German accent? You have, because I just can't do it good, man. That's the problem. Plus, you can't really screw up any of these anyway. Because if you take the official names of all of them, they're pretty good. You got Jones, Brabham, of course, 2 famous Australian drivers. Audi Drive, Sports Centre, Hellers, Whiteford, Marina, Lauder, Clark, Fittipaldi, Lakeside Drive, Waite, Hill, Ascari, Stewart, Senna and Prost. So good luck trying to get any of those right. Well, I mean, I can do them in a funny accent, but that would take away from what we're here to see, which is the racing. Come on, people. Okay, so a couple of positions as I was going on a little bit of a tirade there. Wahid going up. Sphinx, oh, look at this, wheel to wheel. As Sphinx manages to make it past Bandcamp. Woo! As the Americans say, rubbing is racing. So Bandcamp's going to be looking to try and get that back. 0.4 the gap now. Skins having to go into the pits, which gives Tom Nate at 9th position in the back. So 5 laps in. It seems like Revo is well and truly away with this race. 2.4 the gap between him and his teammate Seb, and 9.2 seconds is the gap between him and 3rd position. And that might as well be 14 years when it comes to racing. So it looks like Seb and Revo do have this race nailed down, but anything can happen. There is still more than half of the race to go. So we'll see how that all pans out. Potsy taking over into 2nd position as Seb comes into the pits. Let's see, has he already changed? Yes, he has. So he's just rolling out of the pit lane now. And he will come out from... out in 5th there. So 10 seconds now the gap between him and Bandcamp, but I'm sure he'll be able to make that up once Bandcamp and the others have to pit. Of course, you still have to do your regulation pit stop in F2. So Wahid and Jacob might also pit again. Oh, he didn't actually change anything the first time. That's right. Jacob had a drive-through. Adoy. Alright, so Tominator is making a little bit of leeway there as everyone has to pull in. Now into 7th position. Ooh, look up there from Band. So he seems to be dropping a little bit more and more away from Sphinx. 1.7 now the gap. Sphinx is slowly making his way closer and closer to Potsy. Massive gaps here in the back. 10 and 18 seconds. I'm sure Seb will be able to close that up, of course. Revo goes into the pit. Let's have a look as to just how long these pit stops last. So he goes in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 seconds. 7 to 8 seconds. That is a massive amount of time lost, man. That's insane. So you don't want to get into an accident because, I mean, in F1 you're looking at about 2.5. I mean, obviously plus your pit lane travel time, but still. Okay, Revo so far ahead he can pit and come out in first, and his teammate takes it up right behind in second. So they're back to 1-2. 3.4 the gap there. Sphinx is the only Egyptian driver on the track. Well, I guess. Right, so having another look at these intervals. Lowest being the closest one there, 1.7, right behind Bandcamp. A little bit of mix up there. Hashtag dad jokes. Yeah. Yes. You know what my favourite dad joke is? I said that and then didn't have one ready. Gotta work on my segues. Now I've just gotta think of a really good dad joke. God damn it. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. And then I'll hit you with it and you'll laugh. Alright, so back to the race. Lap 7. 7 of 17. The BWT Ardennes team are smashing it right now. Way ahead in front. 11 seconds is the gap between the closest driver to them, which is Potsy, who's doing a fantastic job in his AFR debut, I must say. Ooh, Skins is retired from the race. Okay, so we're looking at an accident there. Yes, I can see that tyre is folded in the wall. So something happened there. Maybe we're looking at some traction loss into the wall, but unfortunately that is his race over. Okay, as we come into lap 8, I'm seeing some huge gaps here. Potsy's still 11 seconds, 11.7 behind Seb. Seb 3 seconds behind his head teammate. Bandcamp 5.4 behind Sphinx. Sphinx 2.9. Lotus the closest, 1.68 behind Bandcamp. So hopefully he can try and pounce there. Oh, I remember the dad joke. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Best way to tell the gender of an ant is to put it in water. If it sinks, it's a girl ant. If it floats, it's a boy ant. Here all week. Okay. Oh, I'm so lame. Alright, so look, not much of a change here, which is surprising. I really thought this would be closer, but it isn't. 1.4 is the closest gap right now, and we're on board with it, so maybe let's change it up. Let's have a look at the back guys. Jacob Meister, 2.1, had a drive-through penalty, sped during the drive-through penalty, so he had to get another 5 seconds slapped on top of that, and then had to pit again. Take into account that the F2 cars are all set up the same. I guess, yeah, the gaps are inevitable. A yellow flag has come out, though. So someone had a little bit of an off. What's brown and sticky? A stick. But what's Blue and sticky. A brown stick in disguise. Yeah. I love that if Sea Carrot's not here to keep me in check and me operating at full potential, it just devolves into me saying dad jokes. Which, I mean, I like, but at the same time, it's a little bit off topic. But I mean, the gaps are too big in this race. Man, Wahid now has the closest with a 1.3. Bandcamp getting closer and closer to Lotus there with 1.4, but still no wheel-to-wheel action. They are starting to come at the back stretch of this race now, though. So hopefully we'll start to see some fatigues if those happen. Jacob Meister doing quite a good drive there, taking into account Lotus is now DNF'd. What's happened there? I saw him go off the track, so there it is there. I thought I saw it on the back, but no, it's not. On the main straight, into the wall. And that is his race over as well. So 3 DNFs so far in the inaugural race of the F2 season here at AFR. Of course, there is the sprint race to come, so they'll still have a chance to try and do something strong. And it's unfortunate because Lotus was doing alright. He's doing alright this race, but looks like the car got the better of him. Right, let's jump up into 4. Sphinx. Ooh, Seb, 3 second time penalty. Naughty. Don't cut corners, man. Alright, so Sphinx is doing quite a really good drive. I mean, he had that unfortunate mishap there on the first turn, which pushed him all the way to the back, and now he's made it all the way up to 4th position. So he's doing really, really well. Bandcamp 10 seconds behind him. I mean, Sphinx is punching this car. Will he catch Potsy, who, again, must say, fantastic debut here on the first race. Still 6 laps to go. Will Sphinx be able to catch the new guy? Time will tell. Wahid, ooh, look at him. He's coming right up on the back of Tominator now. 0.4 the gap. Will he be able to overtake there? Tominator just has to get a little bit of traction loss like you just saw. Back of that car, wiggling way too much. Now he's going to have the drag. Wahid taking advantage of the top. Ooh, but all that downforce disappeared. Is there? Whoa, just missed. Just missed. Impulse managed to, Jacob Meister managed to just get past there. Ooh, almost take on that front wing. Oh, it's so unfortunate for Wahid. He was so close trying to take that position. But of course, you drive behind the cars that close, you get the effect of dirty air. Because all of the turbulent air, as it comes over all of the vortices of the car, don't get the downforce you need. So he got caught out by that, which is a problem with these F2 cars because they are squirreling. So hopefully he can make up some positions. You've still got 6 laps to do it. Jump back up with Sphinx. 0.9 now. He's brought it into DRS contention. This is what I'm talking about. A fantastic drive from a fantastic driver. Coming around that long curve now. As he moves into the chicane, he's going to have the DRS advantage. How can he use it? There it is, clicked on, up through the gears. 1.2 the gap, so Potsy did get away from him. Brings it down to 1.2. 1.1. Ooh. Will he be able to catch him? Because now he's out of DRS contention, so he won't have the DRS as he comes down the straight. Yellow flag in Sector 1. It's going to be one of the guys up front. Looks like Potsy is starting to add some time. There it is, 0.9. Now Sphinx is back into that DRS contention as he comes into the second DRS zone. Or first DRS zone, if you take into account the start-finish line. On board with Sphinx. Coming to turn 3, down through the gears. Has to take care of the dirty air situation. And he also has to watch the traction on the rear. He doesn't want to light him up. He doesn't want to lose the car. He's put so much time and effort into making it up to 4th so far. He doesn't want to break any of it. It's getting closer and closer. 0.5 the gap now. Ooh, 0.7. Back down a little bit. But as he comes around this curve. Oh, there's a little bit of loss there. Battling it back and forth. Potsy's going to have to suffer as Sphinx goes around the outside. But now it's going to give Potsy the inside line. No, he plays it smart. Goes right back into that line because he knows he's going to have DRS contention into this second bit. And that's what he's done. Punches it down. Will he be able to beat him up onto that corner? Let's find out. Will he go left? Will he go right? He goes right. He's going to go on the inside. But Sphinx is going to have to give him some space. Wheel to wheel. But Sphinx manages to get it out. As Potsy, I think, played the smart gentleman's game and gave him some space, which is good. He still has 4 laps to come back. Ooh, a little bit of a lock up there. Can't get the wheels turned in time. That's going to cost him. Oh, now he's going to have debris as well. He's going to lose a lot of traction there. So 1.5 is going to be the gap. It's going to get worse. Looking to 1.6. Now Potsy's going to have to work extra hard to try and make that position back. But what he's shown us, he's up to the task. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, jeez, massive cut there. Can't do too many of them, man. Good job there by Sphinx, though. Capitalised on the mistake that Potsy made. Got himself in front and then got himself a decent lead ahead as well. 1.4, so he's safe from the DRS attack. Potsy must be suffering from some fatigue on those tyres because he seems to be going very, very wide on a lot of these corners. He's having to fight that steering wheel. Potsy's still the closest one to his rival, 1.9. Sphinx is now 16 seconds away from Seb, but I don't think he can close 16 seconds in 4 laps. I just don't see that happening. 7 seconds between Seb and Revo. God, Revo just keeps on time. Such a fast driver. Jacob Meister 3 seconds behind. Terminator there. Bandcamp 11.9 seconds behind Potsy. Unfortunate race for him. Band's usually a very strong competitor, but a little bit of trouble with that F2 car, I think. While we're down in lap 14, let's have a look at our race leader, Revo, driving on the medium compound, 7.3 seconds in front of his teammate. If there's a guy you want to watch to try and improve this game, it's this man. Product of patience and repetition. That is what makes Revo the beast that he is on the track. So he just keeps adding more and more time between him and his teammates. 7.91. The gap there. Sector 2 yellow flag. Seb. Ooh. What happened there? Some traction loss there. That's going to give Sphinx a little bit of advantage. He just went from 16 to 10 seconds. Seb now has an 19 seconds. 19 seconds. Sphinx is now... Oh, there it is. Disconnect. That is so characteristic too. 3 laps to go and he DCs. Seb, man. Upgrade your hamster, bro. You need the deluxe model. Gets you that extra 3 laps. Okay, so now there's a very good chance that Sphinx can try and overtake. 5 seconds, 3 laps, it's possible. See how it goes. Potsy's 2.9. He's definitely suffering from fatigue. He's not able to push the car as much as he'd like to. It's definitely apparent. Closest gap here. Jacob Meister and Terminator. They're coming down that main straight. Unfortunately for Impulse, let's see. 1 minute. 15 seconds. What's going on there? Flag. What's going on there? Okay. Unfortunate, but there it is. Alright, so we've got 2 laps to go. Can Jacob Meister make up this gap? Try and take that 6th position away from Tominator. I'm not sure, but he is driving quite strong. Ooh, Revo, 1:36.6. Oh, a little bit of drift there from Tominator. That's going to give Jacob Meister the advantage that he needs. He's probably going to be able to bring that down to about 1.2. Seb managed to rejoin with 2 laps to go. Sphinx was catching up, but now that Seb's back in control, I don't think Sphinx is going to be able to bring down that 3-second gap much more. There's an attack to be made. It's now, Jacob. Let's see what you can do. Tominator doing well to keep the gap, 1.2. Potsy dropping more and more, so his tyres... He's got the same tyre fatigue as Sphinx, but it seems like he doesn't have his grip handle of the car as much as Sphinx does. Tominator goes into the pits. I can only assume he's switching to super softs and he's going to go for the fastest lap. Okay, that's an option. I'll give you that, but you're definitely coming last. Oh, no. Impulse is 1 lap behind you, so you're coming 8th. But we'll see if he can get the fastest lap. He's only got 1 lap to do it. Ooh, here we go. Sphinx against my prediction. 1.4 he brings the gap down between him and Seb. Will he be able to push that anymore? 1.5 seconds in a lap is a big ask. Revo setting another fastest lap time, 1:36.67. Alright, so the last lap. All or nothing. Can Sphinx push the gap? Or will he stand tall on the 3rd part of the podium? Time to find out. You can see that he's pushing hard. But he also has to take into account that he is in 3rd. 3rd points are good. So you can't go too hard that you'll spin because Potsy will be right behind him. And he'll scoop up that position. But if he doesn't push hard, he'll never catch Seb. 1.7 seems to be an unsurmountable task at this point. Hopefully we'll find something in him to try and close it up a bit. Alright, so Revo now coming around the back section of the course, losing a little bit. He holds it. And here we are, first feature race of the season of F2 in Australia. As the pole comes around that last corner, everything down through the main straight, and he'll winner as he serpentines down the main straight. Revo takes 1st place, first race of the season. Well done to you, sir. As his teammate now comes up to the last corner. 22 seconds was the gap between him and 1st place, but he manages to hold it. 2nd place goes to the other BWT Ardennes, and Sphinx with a great drive brings himself up to 2nd, but Seb has penalties. Oh, okay, so great drive, and Sphinx manages to take that 2nd position due to penalties. So that's really good. Potsy, great debut, 4th position there. And the new driver, Bandcamp, comes across in 5th. Jacob Meister now coming down the straight to finish off his race. And he goes past in 6th position. Wahid, 7 seconds behind him, but will the penalties swap them? No. Here's how it is. Tominator now, the 2nd last person to come across. And those super softs, but I don't think he's going to take that fastest lap. What are we looking at? not take it. Takes out his car, but... Woo! Alright, and the last person, of course, is Impulse, who seems to have a shocker race. Missing his end plate there. Will he go face first into that car? No. That's okay. Alright, so... Great drive there from everybody. Yes, Sphinx, that was a great comeback. Unfortunate first section for you, but you've managed to bring it back, and here you are. Revo, of course, our champion for the first feature race. His teammate in second there, Seb. And a great drive by Sphinx to put him up on third. So, we'll see how it all pans out for the sprint race. Of course, rules dictate that the top 8 drivers swap on the grid. So that's the majority of the grid. There's 12 drivers, so I mean, that's the majority of the grid. It switches. Alright, so 27 points go to Revo, because not only did he get first place, but fastest lap. So congratulations to you. Sphinx taking up that second position, and Seb in third because of penalties. So 3 DNFs in that feature race, so hopefully we'll have a little bit better luck in the sprint, which will be starting soon. Combat round, are they bound to tyres? They finish feature race on... I don't know. I have made zero prep on the rules, and I apologise. Funnily enough, I didn't finish the pre-broadcast or end of broadcast screens until 2 minutes before I was supposed to start streaming, because I am impeccable when it comes to timing. Yeah, Tom does not start pole. 12, 11, 10, 9... Oh, he does. Because we had 3 DNFs. That's funny. That's funny. There were 12 drivers, right? 3 DNFs. So that makes 9. So yeah, he was 8th. That's great. Do you reckon that's like 3,000 IQ plays? It's like, I'm not going to get feature race. But maybe. Okay, so 12 laps in the sprint race here as everyone goes out onto their formation lap. Everyone back in. So we will see how this race turns out. Tominator, of course, now in pole position. Wahid behind him in second. Third is Jacob Meister. Bandcamp in fourth. Potsy in fifth. Seb in sixth position. Sphinx in seventh. And Revo, who is our feature race winner, starts in 8th position. Impulse, Lotus, Skins, and Spams retain their positions as finished in the feature race. 3 of those, of course, unfortunate DNFs. And Impulse, well, just having a bad race. Alright, so let's remember every time I've got to do this. So we'll see how the carnage pans out in that first turn. So of course, having the faster drivers there in the back 6th and 8th, I wonder how that's going to affect the first couple of turns. Will they try and dive bomb hard? Alright chat, how many people we got in chat so far? Fair amount. Who would you like me to sit on for the start of the race? Whose view do we want to look at going into turn 1? I'm up for suggestions. Band or Potsy would probably be the smarter choice. But Seb's fast, so... You want to jump on Potsy? Combat's the only person typing to me. He's the only one that loves me! Alright. Potsy, let's jump on board with him. See what the carnage is like from his point of view. Seb drifting up in that last bit. Alright, let's jump on board. On T-Cam. Potsy our newbie. Great drive. That first race. Let's see how it goes for him as well. So, Jacob in front of him. Let's make sure that he does not jump the start again. Alright. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lights out, and away we go down into turn 1. Let's jump on board with Potsy as he's up there right in the middle of all of that scrap. Dominator makes a really good dash. Wahid there, Bandcamp and Jacob are pretty much sideways. Oh, Wahid goes a little bit wide, which gives Potsy the advantage there, but it doesn't look like anyone else had any issues. Yes! Clean turn 1! But now look at this. Revo and Seb are side by side. Sphinx gets caught up in all of that as well. But look at Potsy making his way from 5th to 3rd. Great driving. Bandcamp losing a position there. Dominator already lost a position as well. Didn't even notice that. Jacob makes it in front. Oh, but they're side by side. There's contact. The Dominator. Oh, and he hits Pots. What a hit! Everyone is losing out positions there. Dominator goes down. Bandcamp goes down. Potsy lost a position in that muck. Oh, man. Damn it, we had such a good turn 1. Unfortunate there. Okay, Jacob is your leader. Seb behind him. Revo behind him. Potsy still maintaining 4th there, so it's an unfortunate race for Bandcamp, but he still has 11 laps to go, so we'll see if he can bring it up or not. Skins is now 1.1 behind Lotus. Ooh, Potsy side by side with Impulse there. Oh, he's losing a lot of traction. He's got a lot of debris on the tyres. And he loses that position down. Impulse manages to make it up there in the 4th. Will he be able to hold it, though? That's a good question. Oh, he goes a little bit wide there. Contact now again. Potsy goes into the pits. Man, Wahid making moves as well. Look at that. Sphinx is there, right at the back. And Lotus. Look at Lotus. Down on the inside. God, he took about 2 positions there. Great drive. Great drive. I do apologise as well. I am Ooh! There is contact there. No space given. Maybe Wahid didn't see him. Ooh, got a big shunt into the back of that. Sphinx, of course, taking the advantage as he goes on the outside. This is a bad corner to do that, though. You do rub into the grass. He seems to make it okay. Oh, there's more collisions as well. Sphinx and Lotus. Jeez. More than enough space in the track, boys. Way more action happening in the second race. Oh, and there's he seems to come off. Skins there, losing a bit of traction. That's okay. Manages to get it on. Sphinx coming up right on the back. Here comes the overtake around the outside. But is it enough? Skins has the inside line going into the chicane. Oh, is he going for the late break? Is Skins brave enough? And he is! What a move! Let Sphinx think he had him, cuts right back into the inside, and then takes the late break. Ricardo-style driving from Skins there. Good job, mate. DRS is enabled. Lap 3. As I was saying previously, but the action started to happen. I am usually a little bit more louder than this, but it is late, and my son just went to bed. So, trying not to wake him. So I'll get yelled at. Alright, Sphinx now 0.17 behind Skins there as he comes into the DRS zone. But it did not activate. Oh, look at that move on the inside. But Skins is going to probably try and switch back as well. Can he? Oh, he can't. He has to fall back in line there. Great driving from these two. That's a battle. That's what we're here to see. So 0.5 the gap now. Impulse is really close as well. Let's jump up with him a little bit because he's really closing in on the back of Spams as they come up into that long curve at the back. Now DRS is enabled, so how will Impulse Impulse use this? Spams goes way wide, and that's going to give Impulse a lot of track to work with, but he is on the outside. No, Spams falls in. Good move there from Impulse to take 6th. Let's have a look at Reaver fighting his teammate there for 2nd position. Is he going to take him on the 2nd turn? Is it a late break opportunity? Not quite, but he does have the 2nd DRS zone to contend. These two teammates with each other, no inch when it comes to the track. Oh, the late break, but it looks like Seb actually takes a lock up as well, and he manages to go way wide, so Revo makes up the position. So they've swapped 2nd and 3rd. Now it's up to Seb to catch up. 1.5 gap. Spams within that DRS range. Sphinx is within as well, so Impulse better watch out, because he's the one they're coming after. Sphinx has taken 2 seconds off. It is nuts, man. That guy, I'm surprised he doesn't turn it that much in F1, I'll be honest. He shows up. Wahid with a 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings. Slow up in the corner cutting Barat. DRS is on. Will he be able to make the move? Cuts in under the inside. Great overtake. Ooh, but he gets a little bit of traction loss on there, so Spams is going to be able to take it back. Great back and forth from these two. Ooh, skin's gone off a little bit wide there. Yep, he takes that quite comfortably, and he's got DRS. Spams is right on his tail, and now he's going to have DRS moving into that 2nd zone, but he goes way wide, which means Skins is probably going to take that advantage, and there it is. So unfortunate for Spams, but just didn't have the turn-in power. He comes down into 9th position. Revo stalking his prey. Getting closer and closer to the back of Jacob Meister. Close for a 3-second time penalty. Here we go. Will he get the late break opportunity? He dives for it. Lights up real, but he goes way too wide, and Jacob Meister takes it. But that allows his teammate to come really close. So now he's going to worry about Seb overtaking. So now we've got a train happening. Jacob in first, Revo 0.5 behind him, and Mutant 0.5 behind him as they come down into that main straight. So will they catch each other? Revo's probably definitely got Jacob Meister, but he just has to remember, if you go this hard, you're going to lock up your brakes a lot more. Yep, he's not going to be able to make that move there. Corner. He looks for it. Looks up really hard. It gets pushed out and he's lost as well. So Seb's going to push up, and will he be able to take it back? Not quite. He has to move down a position. Right at the back of his teammate there. Revo trying hard to get Jacob back. And Seb's not letting him to get the pressure from the back. Closer racing than the feature race, which is good. So we get to see the DRS work the way it's supposed to. But how will we? We've got a 3-second time penalty. Unfortunate. So Seb's got a much easier race on his hands. All he's got to do is keep his nose clean, and he'll probably win by default. Sorry, he'll probably take 2nd by default. Ooh, sector 2, yellow flag. sure there. That's okay. Jump back into the lead. Ooh, hold on a minute. Sphinx. Will he take the inside? Ooh. A little bit of contact there between him and Impulse, but he's going again. Oh, side by side again. Impulse doing a great drive here to keep him at bay. But now the problem is the main straight. Really, really close. So here come the DRS. Will he be able to catch him? He has to remember, sometimes you get a bit squirrely, but he keeps it. Oh, he gets a way better line. Impulse takes 3 seconds on penalty for his troubles. So Sphinx is definitely going to take that advantage. Late break, late break, late break, late break, late break, late break. Way late break. Way late break. Into the sand. Unfortunate. I'd like the idea, but you gotta have the ability to stop, which he did not. So Impulse puts a 2.3 second gap between them, and Revo took the lead during all that chaos. Seb now trying to get second position back from Jacob Meister. Jacob is pretty sour that he lost first, so I don't think he's going to be happy if he loses second as well. Here we are again. DRS range. Will he break late? He takes it. He takes it, and he takes it clean. Well done to Seb. So Seb now way on the outside. 2.1 the gap between him and his teammate. They are first and second. So will we see another 1-2 finish? Well, sorry, it wasn't a 1-2 finish the first time because of all the penalties, but will we see a 1-2 finish for the sprint race? Revo sets the fastest lap with a 1:37. Will his teammate break it? Not quite. Just back from there. Jacob Meister is closing up his gap as well. 0.3 and the DRS range. There goes the flap. Late break. Probably not enough time. 0.3 is a little bit too much of a gap. There's a lock up there. Looks like Revo. A little bit of time. Blue flag coming up on the back markers. So, looking at Terminator here. Will he affect the leader's race at all? Hopefully not. Don't like to see. Revo's managed to make it past. Seb still held up. Jacob can't get precision from him. Skins takes the overtake on Impulse at the back. So Jacob still the closest time here with a 0.9 gap between his rival. Does have the DRS there, and won't have it for the second section. Spotsy to overtake Spams there at the back. Let's go have a look. Spams. Oh! Looks like he's had some traction problems. And he's parked in a really bad part of the track. But he's retired. So that is Spams out. That's our first DNF. Now the AI is going to have to figure out what to do. Next alcove. Alright, so Jacob's brought it down under that 1 second again. But will he be able to do anything with it? Terminator still in front of Seb. Now, as they come into the back section, it's only getting bigger. Seb making up the distance. Ooh, Impulse has left the session. Revo Revo is building that 3-second gap. Yeah, you're right. Potty gets a 3-second time penalty now as well. Skins gets a 3-second time penalty. Strict rules. He's a bit wide. Further away for Jacob now, so 7 can get a nice little break. So he's going to try and get it underneath that 3-second gap to win. Can he do it? $1 million question. Let's have a look at some drivers back here. Skin's driving an okay race. Had a couple of issues, but up there in 7th. Sphinx in front of him. It's unfortunate, because he was doing really, really well at the start there, but dropped off a little. So, let's see whether or not he can try and catch Lotus. I don't think so. 4.9 is quite hard. He's doing 2 laps. So many gaps. Look, Revo's got 3.3 seconds now. That's crazy. Lotus gets a 3-second time penalty. So that'll put Sphinx in 5th. Gaps are getting bigger and bigger. Nobody in 1 second contention. 2.6 now. The smallest gap shared between Sphinx. Oh, sorry. Shared between Sphinx and Jacob Meister. With only 1 lap to go. Jump on board with our race leader. Coming up on the back markers. Like Impulse. Oh, sorry, Bandcamp. There. The flag comes out. Oh, what do we have here? Sphinx goes right up on the left. Nice overtake on Lotus there. Just managed to catch the back of it. Well done. So Lotus obviously having a little bit of an issue there for Sphinx to make up a gap so quick. And he's down on his time. How good's that? Drive from Sphinx. 5th position seems to be where he'll finish. That's of course Wahid has a ton of penalties, in which case. But I don't think that is, I don't think so. I don't think Wahid managed to get any on himself. Let's have a look here. Seb, last lap, 2.9 the gap. Looks like Bandcamp might have helped him through. So Revo's only got 3/4 of a lap to make up that. Ooh, now he's going to be the thing to watch out for. The Dance of Death. 2.9, 3.027. Oh, but Seb's going slower than his normal time. 3.081. Will he be able to bring it under? Or will he just lose? 2.91, 2.8. Here we go. Actually, real quick, did he get... exceeded track limits. He got a warning. Okay. So, he could win this. He could win this. 2.9. Come on, Revo. Come on, Seb. I don't really have a favourite. But they're dancing the line here. 3 seconds is the cutoff. Will Seb manage to use, and he can use Bandcamp as a toe to try and reduce the time. 2.9. God, 1/10. 1/10 the difference. Oh, it's on 3.058 now. He's out of contention. But can he use DRS to bring it back? 2.9, 3 seconds. 1.8. He's 100th. 1.0.018 off. Oh, Seb. Unlucky, man. Revo pulls it again. Oh, Wahid, 20 seconds for ignoring the yellow flag. Jesus. So that's going to give Sphinx the fourth for sure, right? Yeah. And loaded. Woo. Oh, there's a crash. It's a Terminator, I believe. Yeah. Oh, that is so unfortunate for Seb. 0.018. Oh. Damn. As we wait for Potsy to make his way across the line. Unfortunate drive for him in the second race. In 9th position. And there is your sprint race for the first F2 series. Pretty close. Seb almost squeezing out that first position on time penalties, but Revo just got it by 0.018. God. Great drive there from Revo, taking both podiums. Good job from him, and of course his teammate as well. Making up the points there for BWT. Alright, so at the end of that sprint race, so far, here we go. 17 points for Revo there. Seb in second with 12. Jacob Meister takes up the third position there. Great drive by Sphinx to try and make it back. Gets himself into fourth. Lotus there in fifth. An unfortunate drive for the majority of other races. Spams DNFing in both. So that is unfortunate. Alright. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I'm sorry the broadcast couldn't be more exciting. Hopefully we'll be able to fix that for you from next week. But I've been Kunai Zero. Hope you'd enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.